Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US Tech Stocks. Just before we start, this month we'll be starting our new ETF service, so we'll be covering all these ETFs here, and some of these have got sort of covered call strategies in them as well, and we're building a new portfolio. We've got these portfolios here. We'll create a new portfolio which will be ready pretty soon, and that's going to focus on dividends, so a lot of these will be longer term investors type trading, position holding rather. Okay, over to the S&P. We're going to call a low in here for the S&P and look at this as wave 1 with an A and a B and a C wave here. Now the NASDAQ we're going to look at a little bit differently. With the NASDAQ we're going to bring wave 4 over to here because it's created a new low through here. Now we still need to verify and confirm that this is a low in place, and we'll do that with an impulse wave to the upside. And this is our move here just on the 15-minute chart, and just filling in the dots. So we're looking for wave 1 to the to the upside at this point. And just to fill in those a little bit further, we'll be looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, and we'll be looking for 5 waves to the upside here. So as 1 and 2 here. Now we'll be looking at most of the markets in terms of having a low in place, but I need to point out that I don't have any evidence for that just yet. It feels right. I know that's not very technical, but when you've been doing it long enough, it's kind of your intuition is an indicator within itself. But everything needs to be verified and checked. So we are looking for this first impulse wave to the upside, and once we've got that, then we can make a move on things. Now I'm going to go over to I was going to go to the, where are we here? I want to go to the videos one here, and I just want to go to the triple Q here, rather than the NASDAQ or the other market. So this is what we're looking at here as well. So from wave B down to wave C here, and we'll be looking for that's the triple Q. I meant this one here, sorry about that, because this is obviously one that people trade a little bit more. But we've got the B wave up here all the way down to the C wave. We're calling wave 4 here, and then we're looking at this as 1 and 2, so you'll have to get a bit of an image of that as moving down. So you can see at the low here, we still need to consider a move to the upside on this, and we'll be looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So what we're across this 2100 here, we'll be looking for you want to be looking for an ABC pattern here, and let's just assume that we get that for a moment. If that is the case, then going along above that B wave top here as an ABC. So you can clearly see 1 and 2. So we need third wave to finish, fourth and fifth, and then we need this over here for this. So that's what you're looking for to create that first long trade at that point. Okay, I can just leave that there, I think, and we'll move over to I've got to move back now, don't I? I just want, because I just wanted to use the NASDAQ because I know folks are trading that a little bit more. Coming down to this one here, so I'll just bring in this here for a moment, and bring this back to the daily chart here. So this is pretty much what we're looking at here for this market. So we definitely need that move to the upside. So let's have a look at Apple, and I'm going to just have a quick look at the daily chart because it's the Monday and the first of the month. So we'll just have a quick look at the daily charts for most of these markets, and that will give us a little bit of bearing. You can see here that we've got this really nice strong bar coming into play here for this. So we're looking for this low to be in place at this point. So we've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. And let's just go over to the 15-minute chart and drill into that a little bit more. Now, so we've got 1 here and 2 and 1 and 2 here for this. and just drop in a bit more detail here for this. So obviously we could push this up here higher, and I might even need to change that a bit, but that's okay. So when we traded up here from this trade here, we traded up here, we took part profit here. So I want to, and then the market came back and we held all of that. So what I want to do next is that let's just assume, which we know is a little bit dangerous, that we, I could have used those. Monday morning's a little bit hard to get the old grey cells sort of functioning, so just bear with me here when you're sort of looking at sort of, you know, 5 in the morning or whatever. So we're looking at this 5-wave structure to the upside here. So let's just assume for a moment that we get something like that. If that is the case, then we can build in a long trade on this B wave here as well, just to you know, build back into this. We'll also be building on the 250 here as well, the medium level. So this will take a little bit of work. There'll be a classic trading levels pattern there, but basically you can see the 1 and 2 in here. We're going up 3rd, 4th. So most of the markets are going to have this pattern. Not all markets, but it's the main theme that will be going, you know, that's going through the markets at this point in time. So that's what we're looking at this stage, and current interval and below, that's good. And I think I might just do this for this one here as well. We'll fit that in, and I just want to go back to the to the daily chart here to set this up for the next market, which will be Amazon. So with this market here, you can kind of see how sort of, you know, fast it's moved back down here. So it's a little bit scary calling the low in here. So we need to wait for a little bit of information to come into play. But basically, in a nutshell, we're looking for, you know, further upside at this point. So pull them out the way. So we're looking at this as 1 and 2. So this is really on shaky ground here. I mean, like, if there's going to be a mistake made, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be here. So we need to be a little bit mindful in what we're doing, but let's just assume that we do have this low in here, and this is quite a common pattern that we worked through last week. So as wave 1 and an A wave and a B wave and a C wave coming into play here for this, and then moving to the upside over here. Now, I've talked last week about going along above the B wave, but I think we could improve that. So I mean, you can still do that, but I think I've got time to get this working here. So let's just, I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it could play out a little bit differently, where we have 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and continue to build to the upside at this point. But I would like to catch this B wave back here on this, just to be, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter if you take that B wave there, because it calls this in as being corrective at that point, so that's good. But otherwise we'll just wait for the B wave to play out at this point. And yeah, the 12.13 and the 12.15 here, they will be the levels within here. Obviously the 210 is the big number, so that's the support. So whatever you do, make sure you keep your stop well under that, and under the 208 as well. And let's just observe this playing out at this point. And I'll just take this back to the daily chart, and we'll have a look at the next market, which is Nvidia. Once again, on sort of shaky turf, with this wave 2 low coming into place. But we'll just work through it. I mean, in a bear market, you want to be preparing for a bullish market. You know, that's the thing, and that's what I'm doing. So just sort of preparing, you know, because we wouldn't want to go short into these markets, into these lows here anyway. Do you know what I mean? So we know that this is, you know, like corrective, and we're just looking for some evidence for a move to the upside. And I've got some positions in here. So we had our target area here. We're down a bit from that. We moved the stop down to keep out of the way on that, and then we have a little 1, 2 here, so we can just bring this into play here, and we're considering this as 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 here. I could probably drag that over here a little bit more and so on here, but don't need to enter this one. But I will point out the long trade on on wave B here when it occurs. Probably we could look at that in the next session. Okay, so just go back to the daily chart again and move on to the next one, which is Meta. Once again, we're on thin ice, but we do have good support here at the 650, which is medium level. So just kind of got to work our way through this. So we'll just go to the 15-minute chart here, and yeah, we can look at this as the same as the other markets, with wave 1 here, an A and a B and a C. So we're getting, you know, that's pretty much the sort of standard move across the place. And what we need to see here now is we need to see this wave 1 here, and then we can also point out a position on wave 2 when it pulls back here. But getting these 5 waves here will be important, because what it'll do is that, let's just, if this is going to be corrective, this will be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and then it would go down from that point. So what we're doing here is we're looking for the B wave here, and then if that B wave is breached here, then we can continue to move to the upside on that. So there's still a little bit of work to be done, but like I say, we're just pointing out what needs to be pointed out at this stage. So that's Meta, and we're just going to bring this back to intermediate and the daily chart here to make it clean for the next one, which is Netflix. So with Netflix here, we are at the 1000 here, and looking for a bit of support back on that 1000. If we get that support, then we can look at a long trade going to the upside. I could quite easily rearrange this trend here as well to send us further to the upside, because I'm a bit reluctant to put this wave 3 in here at this particular point in time. So I think it's still up here, and I think I've still got to drag this up here as well. So I'll just chill on that. So don't pay any attention to that at the moment. In fact, I'll just move these dudes out of the way here. So I'll just see how this plays out, because I'm thinking that, there's nothing wrong with this company. They're in the last quarter they signed up 5 million people, and so there's nothing wrong with it following the rest of the market to the upside. The only sticky thing is this large number that it's facing here at the moment. So just on the 15-minute chart here, I can call it in as an ABC to the downside here. Don't have the best 5 waves up here. I could sort of squeeze it in and do a few things. I'll just wait for the same. This is the same move every week. See little 5 waves here as well. So we've got 1 and 2, and then there'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the 3rd wave, the 4th and the 5th. So we're going to catch it over here as a little classic trading levels pattern to pick that up. So it'll be like this over here. So we have to, if this is the 1000 here, we have to wait for that first high to come in, and then we need to be over this side. So there's a fair bit to go on just yet. If you're bought here, then the stop can simply go under here, and that's a good risk reward ratio, but you're exposed to extra risk at this point. So we just need we need to sort of validate this whole move that I'm talking about to the upside. We need to get some evidence of that. Okay, so let's just go back to the daily chart and move over to Google. So Google and Microsoft have been softer in their approach and haven't really brought in a lot of support just yet. So I'm not quite sure. We're in the right place here. This retracement level here into this box here, the 62 to 65. Obviously, it's all support down here as well for that. So we're quite close, and we could have a low in, but I think there's still like 4 or 5 to go here. So we'll just have a bit of a look at this for a moment. I won't spend too much time on it, but yeah, we're looking for wave wave 4 here, so we can look at it will be our sort of time. We can go into our, I'm just using this here to show folks what we can use it for. So that will be our target area to the upside. I can compare 5 and 1 for this as well. Could probably bring in some channels here. I'll just bring in a reverse channel. That wouldn't be too far off. I mean, once you know how things are calculated, you don't really need to use these things. But they're you know, I mean, it's like going to the beach, swim between the flags, and you know, you got somebody watching that space for sharks, you know. So yeah, so we're just really looking for you know, wave 4 to move up and then wave 5 to move down, this type of thing. So we'll just see how that plays out for this. But this has also got the same pattern as the other markets as well. I'll just stay here for Microsoft and Tesla as well. So Microsoft can have a low in. It's kind of where it needs to be. We're tracking wave 3, 4, and I can see that we've got this. I mean, this pattern here was the same as the other markets, except the other markets didn't make a low below this low here, but it's the same formation, the same form. So we'll just see how this plays up here, see if it gives us a classic trading levels pattern on the 400, which is the medium level. If that is the case and we've got a nice impulse wave over there, then we'll look at going long at that point. Like I said, we're just preparing for the possibility of being long in the market. It's about making money. It's best not to see yourself as being right or wrong. You're looking for trade setups with a good risk-reward ratio. And because we're looking at lows, that means you'll need smaller position sizes to enter the market as well. And we'll build. If we get this right, then we'll build on 10 and 20 and 30 through group 1, and then on 50 for 50 at that point, the next level to the upside here, those sort of things. So we can just sort of scale in, keep it small if we get all the right patterns. Yeah, so yeah, just managing our emotions and our exposure. And then we come to Tesla. So with Tesla here, I can see that we can also have a low in play here. The same's got the same pattern as Microsoft. I could also just rearrange this here, and that would give us one more low here. So we don't need to do anything. This is a major trading level here at 300. If we get a classic trading levels pattern on top of that with an impulse wave to the upside, then we'll look to go long. But otherwise, we're still exposed here. This can be counted in two different ways, and we could certainly get another low to come into play here. So we don't need to do anything here just yet. We're better off being in the leading markets. The leading markets will end up ranging more, and they're better markets to trade. These will pick themselves up off the floor. I mean, Tesla's also been, well, you know what Elon's been sort of up to, but yeah, so, but this market will, should follow the rest of the markets. I just don't know if that low's in play just yet. And then we come over to Bitcoin. So I think that we got ourselves a low in place here. So we've got to bounce off I thought we'd come a little bit lower with one more move to the downside, but it's looking pretty good at this particular point in time here. I'll just have a look at, just bear with me, I'll just have a look at some of the other analysts' counts here as well. This is Kitty Pon. He's handles most of the crypto markets, and yeah, we looked at this, I think we looked at this last week, I can't recall, but he's got a low in here. I've got this counted down here a little bit differently, but he's probably right and I'm probably wrong on this move here. He's had more time to look at it, and obviously we can see on the whatever indicator this is here, we've got that sort of push up there. So really, once again, a little bit like the other markets, we really need to see an impulsive move up here, but we're up at 93 here, so he had this here last week, so it was very brave of him to call that low in, where I was looking for a 4 and a 5 to come down, I think. So just have a look at how he's got some of the other markets just while I'm here. Just see how he's got these lows formed on some of these. So he's just pretty much calling lows in with everything here. It's pretty much like I'm doing with stock in this case. Yeah, already got impulse waves up in some of them. Yeah, so basically, you know, with the tech side of things, we're really sort of toying with the lows on everything. But as far as this goes here, we should see 4, 5 here, and then an ABC. So if we're going to call in a trade, we'll do it on this on the pullback of this wave 2. That probably won't come back down to the 90 at that point. We'll see how that plays out. I tried to convince my wife to buy down here, but she said, Peter, you've got enough money in there. I couldn't get it past her. We have to buy the dip, darling. Yes, no, Peter. Okay, alrighty. Look, thanks for putting up with me, and enjoy the week ahead. Cheers.